And this causes Rachel to descend into this delusional schizophrenic monologue where she begs and pleads with the people who have moved on with their life to be just as Trump deranged as she is for the sake of the democracy, and conjures up this fake scenario about Donald Trump's authoritarian takeover that is so imaginative, so fanciful, it would make Walt Disney blush. Watch.
We have a consolidating dictatorship in our country. And it sounds melodramatic to say it, I know. But just go with that for a minute, right? Think in melodramatic terms. Think in cinematic terms. Imagine the cartoon-level caricature of what you think a dictatorship looks like.
Okay, I had to stop it there because she's literally prefacing to her audience to use their imagination because what she's about to describe doesn't actually exist. She's doubling down on the same strategy that lost the Democrats the election. She doesn't understand that it's this nightmarish or cartoonish, as she might say, rhetoric. That's exactly what people don't want to hear. They don't want to be frightened by the mainstream media anymore, especially when they can see with their own eyes that what they're telling them isn't true. But let's get back into this rant.
Right, in that kind of a cartoon caricature of an authoritarian country, the one you might have imagined in melodramatic and cinematic terms ever before we got here, you would expect, right, that you'd have a scapegoated minority group blamed for all things. In our case, immigrants. Right? And the new extraordinary powers and shows of force by the secret police, among other things, all these extraordinary powers and shows of force will be framed as necessary to stop this terrible internal enemy. Right? Frame everything as immigration enforcement. Because for immigration enforcement, not only is all force justified, but maximum force is preferred. And they're trying to make it into a national entertainment to threaten to feed immigrants to alligators in South Florida. Right? They're making them eat off dishes on the floor like they're dogs.
The reason this kind of messaging is failing is because the majority of Americans don't have this weird, liberal, radical, self-hating guilt for being American. Most people don't hate themselves so badly that they have to force themselves to accept illegal immigration as some moral repentance. That we're obligated to let in 20 million people into our country unvetted, undocumented, because we wake up every morning crying and feeling sorrow about the atrocities committed by our forefathers. But people like Rachel Maddow do because it's trendy, it's fashionable in high society circles. They think it makes them look compassionate and socially conscious.